Hi folks, my girlfriend lives in an attic and now in this summer it's so hot. She's dying, it's so hot, it's like a torture for her. So I love her and of course I want to make an AC unit for her, so very cold air. Then this is her reaction. Frigorifero, sai?
Un frigorifero? È la cosa di dentro, quindi.
I was so lucky, I just found in the street this old refrigerator and I hope it still works. Usually people take away copper parts to sell them, so let's cross the fingers and see if it turns on so that we can start this project. And now that I have the fridge here on the table, I can clearly see that all the components are basically the same, exactly the same as an AC unit, but in a smaller dimension, smaller size. So we have a heating element here on the back, a cooling element in the inside, a compressor. What I want to do is show you how you can convert an old fridge into an AC unit that can keep cool a small room, which is more than enough for me. But I don't want to cut these copper tubes. Could be pretty tricky, maybe for somebody of you that doesn't have experience about soldering copper back together. So the trick is to remove all the structure of the fridge, but don't cut at all any kind of small copper tubes. Could be pretty tricky, but I have all the instruments I need. I have a hammer, I have a chisel, I have this oscillating saw, and I have my angle grinder. So I think that this could be more than enough to open the fridge and remove all the mechanic components that I really need. So the fridge has two coils, one that gets very, very hot and one that gets very, very, very cold. Lucky for me, the one that gets hot, they build already, when they build the fridge, some slots. This works as a heat sink, and if you think about it, this works vertically. So the fridge has to be placed vertically in your room, and that's the reason why we know for sure that hot air flows away on the top, just flies away on the ceiling, and so the hot air goes away and starts to suck cold air all around the room, and that is like a vortex circle that keeps always this heating element cooled down by itself. So we don't really need to install fans that blows cold air on this coil. It works by itself by this phenomenon. So we know for sure that the heating element has good heat sinks, but the cold tubes has no heat sinks. And this is terrible because we need to harvest and take away all the coldness of these tubes to cool down the room. So I need to think a way to build like a heat sink that can catch and harvest the coldness very, very rapidly from these little tubes. So I have something in my mind. Let me show you. Let's start to remove these screws. This not only holds the coil in place, but also all the metal structure all around and isolating foam that is inside the fridge. So I just use my force to remove the panels and a flat screwdriver where my fingers don't get inside. So right now is so easy. It took me about 5 minutes to remove all these metal sheets around the fridge, and now it's just a matter of finding and identifying the coils that are in the fridge itself. I can clearly see there's one all around the cold part of the fridge. This is a hot part coil, and now after checking there are no tubes here inside, I can punch and crash the isolating foam. For sure there are many other methods to remove this foam. For example, using chemical reaction like gasoline or acetone will melt the foam, but this will end up to have like a huge mess all around the tubes. Now, after making sure there are no aluminum tubes here on the back, I cut away the plastic and now remove everything. These are so fragile, I don't want to crush them, I don't want to bend them, so just handle them very carefully. Now, these are the first part that are inside the fridge, but I know for sure there are many more inside the freezer, so this is a bit more trickier. They are much more compact and I don't really know where to find them, so I just have to use my force
first to remove the plastic from the inside, and this was so hard. So after pulling and scratching away the parts, finally I revealed the coils that are inside the freezer, and these are what we need. This gets much colder, and just remove all the foam around it will be pretty tricky. And now it's just a matter of removing this styrofoam, and I think the trick is to cut little cube shape with a knife. This makes everything easier. You can see that I'm taking away like bricks of foam, and after 20 minutes I finally have all the coil removed. And then I found this little tube. This is a very fragile component, but also very important for this project. This copper tube is so small because convert hot gas from the hot coil into cold refrigerating liquid inside the cold coil. So I don't want to ruin it, so just scratch away carefully the foam around it, and now all the parts are removed. I just have to follow the coils to reach the compressor, but this is pretty easy. There are two main tubes that run on the side of the fridge, and this basically is what connects everything. And this is the naked part, so you can see the compressor, the black hot coil, and the aluminum cold coil here on the table. This takes so much space. I hope I can find a way to make everything smaller and to fit it inside an enclosure.
Now the moment of truth. Let's connect the plug and turn on the compressor and see if all the coils cools down and everything works. Let's see how. It was so fun to take away all the polyurethanic foam and reveal all these little aluminum tubes. These are more than 10 meters long, which is incredible, and it was so fascinating to see how they managed to bend them and to create this cooling system inside the fridge. It's also very interesting to see that the refrigerator, that is the freezer that is on the top, is much colder than the aluminum tube that reached the refrigerator on the bottom. Which makes sense because you can really imagine that in the freezer we have minus 10 degrees, minus 18 degrees, and in the fridge we have only 7 degrees. So it makes sense, and it's so fascinating to see. What we have to do now is amplify and enlarge the surface of contact of these aluminum tubes. These are very small. You can really understand that it doesn't have so much surface to transfer the coldness to the ambient. And to do this, we can take some heat sinks, for example, and connect them on top of other aluminum tube. This makes sense, but it will cost me so much that it makes much more sense to buy an air AC unit by itself. And it will cost me so much that But this will cost me so much that it makes more sense to buy an AC unit from the beginning. So the solution is to take from Amazon something that is much cheaper and has a very good property called transferring heat and also cold. And I'm talking about this copper net. This is like copper net used in the garden to keep away the snails and for many other purposes. And it's so well made. And the plan is to take these copper nets, apply on the aluminum tube, and start to bend and create like a twist shape all around the aluminum tube. You can really see that in this way we enlarge the surface of the tube. This, if we blow air on top of this little tube, will transfer the coldness much more efficiently to the ambient. This is something you see in
AC unit. Inside of them there is like a radiator that is made for this exact purpose. It's so well made, we have so many aluminum fins, and the hot air coming from the room reached inside these fins, cools down, and then the cold air reaches the ambient. And that's how a refrigerator AC unit works.
I was applying the copper net around the aluminum tube, this cold coil, and I noticed something very, very weird happening. I mean, this tube, aluminum tube, is 10 meters long, but you can see that at the beginning is much colder. I mean, here there's ice forming on top of the surface. I have here snow on my fingers, and the cold spread differently around this coil. I mean, this makes sense because the front part is placed inside the freezer and has to go under 0 degrees temperature, and instead this part is placed inside the fridge, and this doesn't have to reach such low temperature. So what I have to do now is to spread evenly this coldness around all the tubes, so that we can also prevent ice block forming around these tubes. And lucky for me, I have this copper net that helps me to connect the tubes together. So let me fold them and connect them one next to each other so that the freezing cold part gets in contact with the cold part but not freezing cold. I can use the net for stitching all the parts together. This not only will enlarge the surface that get in contact with the hot air of the room, but also keeps all the tubes perfectly connected and much more stable. And you can see that after 5 minutes we enlarge finally the surface that get in contact with the air, and this for sure will be much more efficient. Now it's just a matter of folding and bending the coil, because I want to place it inside an enclosure, so this has to be very compact, and this is the shape. Looks like a tube. You can imagine hot air getting inside this very cold tube and exchanging it with cold. Now for the enclosure, I decided to use a metal ruler and cut this glass part using a very sharp diamond point. You already know how it works. I just have to apply lever force on both sides and the glass will cut precisely where I want. So now I apply some silicone and glue all the parts. It's just like building a fish tank, but we are building like a glass column that can keep the airflow perfectly. Now I just have to fold also the hot coil, and this is a bit trickier. It gets much harder because I think this isn't copper or aluminum, it's just metal. And to do this and to don't crash and suffocate the tubes, I decided to use this method that helps me to fold the parts very precisely and looks perfectly. Now I just have to find a way to hide this hot coil in all this long tube and also the compressor. All this component gets hot and I don't want to waste hot air inside the room. So this enclosure will help me to do this. This was from an old sewing machine, so it's important to keep the hot air inside so that I can extract it more precisely. And these isolating panels help me to keep the hot air from the compressor and from the hot coil inside this furniture cabinet. Later I will drill a hole, install a tube so that I can take the hot air and shoot it outside from the window. Now cut with a precise height the cabinet so that everything is much more compact and you can see it's taking shape. We are building an AC unit and we know for sure that white is synonym of cold. So let's paint everything in white and blue. This is the top part. I cut a slot so that I can let this little tube, the only tube that pass between the parts. We have a big aluminum tube and a small copper tube, and now we can finally place the enclosure. And unfortunately here for sure we are going to build a lot of condensation, so a lot of water drops will fall from this tower, so it's important to catch this water and make it flow inside this water tank. So I can just put it away. Now, I was telling you I have to extract the hot air getting inside the cabinet, so I built this fan that can extract the hot air getting inside, and also made this that will catch the air from the room and pass it between the copper coil we just made with the copper net. So I know now it's a bit complicated to understand, but now you will see what I mean.
An AC unit can work without problems for hours and hours all day long without problems, but the fridge compressor isn't meant to be working this way. I asked ChatGPT and told me that the fridge compressor can work without problems for cycles of 3 or 4 hours without problems, and then I have to turn it off for let the compressor cool down and to save the life of the compressor, of course. So the mod is very simple. I just have to replace the thermostat that was using like a sensor to understand the temperature of the fridge, and replace this thermostat with a timer. So that's very simple. We can decide how many hours it can stay on and how many hours it can stay off. So I think that 4 hours are more than enough to keep a room at the right temperature. So let's do this mod. I carry everything in the car and I'm ready to show my creation to my girlfriend. So let's cross the fingers and see, and let's hope she enjoys also the design and not only that it's working. So let's go home and see her.
Ciao amore, ma cosa hai costruito?
Ti faccio vedere, guarda qua. Questa, pensa, era una finestra vecchia, l'ho tagliata, dentro questo mobiletto ci sono tutti quanti i pezzi di un frigorifero, così finalmente ci godiamo un po' di caldo, anche perché adesso ad agosto, non so se mi vedi, ma mi sono fatto una sudata a portare tutte quante le cose su.
Un frigorifero? Quella è la cosa di dentro, quindi?
Sì, esatto. Questa serpentina qua, pensa che diventa fredda, l'aria entra da qua sotto, si raffredda e viene sparata fuori da una ventola, e infatti se metti la mano qui davanti senti che c'è aria fresca, vero?
Fresco qua.
So this was the simplest way to modify a fridge into an AC unit, and I think there are many more solutions to extract the coldness from the coils, but I think this is the easiest way also for you that maybe you don't have experience about soldering copper and making so many modifications to a fridge. But I was also thinking about a method that can use like water drops, like a water rain on top of the coils, so that it can extract the coldness, maybe shooting like alcohol solution that can extract the coldness but can catch fire, so it's pretty safe to use, but this is also a very complicated project. So let me know what you think about this one, and if you have any suggestions so that I can improve this project, let me know it here in the comments below. And I think she enjoys this project as much as I. So I'm all sweat, so I'm going to just lay in the bed and catch some cold. I'll see you next week with another do-it-yourself tutorial, and I leave you here my 2 previous videos, so check them out and see you soon. Ciao ciao. Grazie baby.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.